Hey everybody, and welcome back to One Salty Cult. It's been a little bit. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing all right. Very exhausted though.
I can tell you always have like this "I'm too high for the podcast" voice.
I know. But
So
not tonight.
I don't think I'm high enough for the podcast.
I'm not high at all.
I haven't. Mine hasn't come over the top of my head yet.
Okay.
I had this perfect description that Rick's girlfriend from Entering the Black Hole said. Basically, this hand just comes over your head, and it like pulls back the intelligence level. And we recorded with Swervy Jones, like from. He does all the animations for Tom and Dan.
Okay.
I was so fucking baked. I had to listen back on the podcast like the next day just to remember what it was about.
Yikes.
That's how fucking baked I was. And I had to stay at like Rick's for like 6 hours. That's how fucked up I was.
Nice.
I you know me. I haven't been that fucking whoa. That's like holy shit mode. You know
That's
what I
the
mean?
way to be, man.
All right. So we're going to get the bullshit out of the way. Kristen, you have an event coming up. Tell us about the event.
I do. So the community action group Equally Real, if you haven't joined it yet, please go on Facebook, join it. We're promoting a show called Speak Up. That's going to happen May 10th. It's going to be music. It's going to be comedians. We're locking down Lou's and Grumpy's on Mills Ave. So that'll be going from about 8 p.m. until 2. And we're raising money for local domestic violence shelters.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
My band will be doing our first show at this event.
Yes.
And basically you put a square at the end, so now
Yeah.
I can change the band name like last minute to the Boy Meets World band Last Exit. Do you remember when they said they had a band and they really never played or practiced? We're kind of at the same spot.
Okay.
Like we haven't practiced yet, but we're going to write some
I'm starting to feel less positive about this. It's
But
like
you
we
put
haven't
us at the
practiced.
end. Everybody will be gone anyways.
Oh, we haven't practiced yet, but
No, because we're gonna close down the night with DJs. So you're toward the end of the performers.
So we're opening for Skrillex. Okay, that works for me. No, Skrillex is not going to be there. Please don't put that on the flyer.
I wish. If Skrillex wants to be there, somebody could fucking tag him. Find me. Call me.
For now, you're just going to have to deal with Slag Meat. That's the band name. We
I'm fine
just
with it.
confirmed it 5 minutes ago prior to the show starting.
I'm fine with it. I'm going to be there. The Science will be there. Will Brack will be there. The Transdimensionalizers will be there. Radio 89 will be there. And a ton of local comedians. So it's going to be good.
I'm hoping to put one more on the bill for you, but I'm still waiting back for their scheduling.
Ooh, mystery.
Not really, but
Okay.
I can't say it yet because it's not like contracted and inked.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let me know. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for bands. If anyone hears this, you guys are local. I'm definitely looking for more bands, comedians, solo artists. Bring it. Let's raise some money.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be repping this very hard in the next couple of weeks, but this is kind of like the pre-April, before the shitstorm starts, basically.
Tomorrow's April, isn't it?
Yeah, tomorrow.
It's April Fool's Day.
This is actually going to be out tonight, so I'm not going to fuck with this too much. Chris, you also have some stuff going on a completely different demographic.
yes, over on the other spectrum. I'm attending the unveiling of the art of Harold Guard over at the Mills Art Gallery, and I'll be attending there with people probably like Kyle Eagle, Steve Hatchie. Boris is obviously going to be there. You know,
and we're going to have Boris on the show soon,
Yes,
so you'll
soon
actually know who this Boris person is. He's just been like this guy who we've been talking about, but no one really knows what's going on with him. They just know the name Boris, and everybody thinks he's just like this weird human trafficker named Boris, because that's the only people I know named Boris are probably like human traffickers.
Okay.
Yeah,
You really got narrow. You really got acute on that.
Yeah, I basically was talking about the Milk District Sports Town. Yep, burn. Fuck you too.
Burn.
Playing games. So Chris, I know you're going to talk a ton in your segment tonight about everything that you've been doing with Boris and extended parties, so we'll kind of cut it off there. As for me, I have way too much shit going on. We have the Speak Up coming out in May 10th. I am now the third mic on Entering the Black Hole every Monday and Thursday.
Nice.
Yes, and on top of that, I am now the head of hosting a karaoke night.
What?
I know. It's so that I can put on my resume so when I go and ask to host these comedy events, is I have this professional like.
Where is this? Pimp this.
I
Plug
do
this.
not want to throw this out there.
I'm going to need for you to throw it out there.
Castaways starting this Thursday in UCF area. It's a little bit of a haul for even me. But, but the money's good, so we're going to give that a whirl and see how that works for a couple weeks.
Awesome, man. I'll come out.
Yeah, it's every Tuesday at like 10 o'clock, I think it starts. Anyways, I will be hosting that from starting whatever, I think it's April 3rd or 4th. Anyways, whatever the first Thursday is of April. And we're going to get really funny here in a little bit, but we're just getting through the bullshit. We also have a huge event where at least 2/3 of us will be there. Entering the Black Hole is doing a live event. It's very unusual for those two because they are both socially awkward in public. Thus why they are so drunk on their own podcast 5 days a week. Basically, we're going at Johnny's Filling Station on April 23rd. So a little bit before your event, we're going to be doing a live show over there, and there's going to be a lot of games and a lot of fucking impromptu comedians coming.
Nice.
Like, a lot bigger names than we're rolling in right now. So, definitely want you guys to come. One Soul Cult will be repping there real hard, and so will a lot of members of PFT Media will be there as well.
Yes.
So, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to cut it right now before we do the cool, funny stuff and all the fun stories, because it's been 2 weeks and I'm a nihilist again.
Time.
I'm a nihilist again, but we'll get into that in just a few minutes. All right, guys, enjoy this wonderful free techno that I found from some website in Germany. Bye. Hi, Boris. Bye. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to One Salty Cult.
Us again.
It's now story fun time. Yay!
Yes.
Okay.
So, Chris, we're going to start with you because you're eating lollipops and it sounds like you're sucking dick on a mic.
Nice.
Yeah. I really, no. I mean, I don't need an ASMR about...
Am I doing it wrong? That's not what it sounds like when I do it.
You gotta sound like a washing machine, girl.
Okay, all right. I'll remember that.
Okay, I'm
Someone's going to thank you for that.
Yes. So Chris has been hanging out in a demographic I don't think he would ever hang out with, like in real life, but it is real life now. His friend Boris, I'm going to just let you start from there.
Well, Boris, he is the owner of the Mills Art Gallery. And he also, his partner, who he does Kiss My Art with, they just got picked up by PFT Media, is Marley E. Smith, who is an actual curator. She's a really amazing artist. I've seen some of her art. It's very stunning. And what I'm doing with Boris is more or less trying to get to know him and really trying to, also socially network with him, on off of him. Yeah,
you're being shoved into the art world.
Yeah.
It's actually very interesting, and because it's I hard as it for people to believe, I used to draw, and I used to have a very keen interest in art like that. I just kind of migrated towards, music and just, stuff like that. But
here's the ironic thing is that we were at another podcast event, and it's in like the first or second episode where we started One Soul Cult right before you started with us, and we were talking about just going to this Scotch and Good Conversation podcast event, and basically Chris developed this relationship with this German gay man who is the owner of Mills Gallery, and that was all I knew about him. Next thing I know, Chris and him are like hanging out like a fucking lot.
I love it.
Yeah.
Things that are meant to happen.
Yeah, and he really wants to help he wants to help. Like, he does want to help my image, for me, and he feels like he helps me that way, I can bring a lot to the table here.
You're his Pretty Woman project.
Basically, he wants to get,
Ooh.
I'm going to be taking more pictures. I'm going to be appearing more there. I'm going to be meeting and greeting people and try to, like, really get a name out through him that I could draw more of a crowd with in that world. And plus, there's some influential people he knows. He knows a lot of people. Like, he knows...
Well, he's around. He's important. People know him.
Yeah, he knows the brother of Most Def and or Superstar, which someone we were, we're hopefully gonna interview soon.
Answar?
Yeah, Anwar.
Anwar.
Yeah, Anwar. It was my fault. It wasn't Answar. I mean, sorry about that on that one episode, Anwar.
Oh, good. I'm glad that I didn't mishear it.
Yeah,
Good. Anwar.
Yeah, you're right.
Cool.
Yeah, and
But you've been hanging out with this dude like a lot. So what? Tell us.
Do
what
you
is-
call him daddy?
only at the end of the night.
Nice.
Well,
You
every
gotta
time.
earn, Daddy.
Oh, daddy doesn't have to earn shit. Okay.
Well, fuck you, Dad.
So you've been going to like all these art events, like a lot of art events. You went to some guy's opening or closing. Well, I don't know. Tell us what you've
I
been
went to
doing.
two-
You've been like radio silent for text for like 2 weeks.
I know.
So
I went to the closing showcase gallery over for Jennifer Payne and Thang Uk, which they're two local artists, very talented, and they were just closing out and taking pictures and displaying their art there for the last time, so they can make room for Harold Guard's art to be put up all throughout the gallery. And socially networked with Jennifer Payne. Hopefully, I could talk with her more and land an interview with her. She does a lot of local art you see around the town, like all that cool shit. Yeah, she does a lot of that too. Like, she's one of those people. So we could try, could land an interview with her and get a more in depth, like, talk about, like, who's the artist of this, and we could get into another world. More
Right,
the
yeah.
graffiti world.
when this show started, I never expected us to actually have any relevancy on the Orlando community. But we're now like working to have battered women have like we've turned from like the original concept of the show, which was basically what
We were going
a
to just talk
dumpster
about
fire
everything.
of what our weeks were has now turned into something entirely different.
Good.
And which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
And don't worry, we're still going to have the same kind of dark.
We're still a dumpster fire.
We'll get there.
It's not
just,
down in the dumps anymore.
That was the original name of the show. Was Down in the Dumps.
Yikes. Big yikes.
Wow, how the fucking transition has been. Aaron's fuck off show from the stone guy he met in a bar now to like, I'm now the classiest art fuck in the world.
I love it so
And like,
much.
I'm not gonna pretend that I know anything about art in like the sense of drawing things on pages and having inner meaning about that shit. But I have that with music and movies. But I think it's so kind of funny to us. To me, at least, is that now I'm being pushed into the world of art where I just really don't fucking need to be, because you'll see like this painting of a fucking guy smiling and shit, and I'll go, he really is suicidal. That's just a mask, just like Robin Williams.
You're
Like,
perfect. You are perfect.
Yeah,
for the
that's
art world.
exactly
That's what
it
they
is.
want. You just look at that smile. That's fake. He's totally gonna blow his brains out.
You can
it's
tell
really
from the brow line.
And it's
Yeah.
really just vandalism that some guy had one of those big old 70s smiley stickers and put it over the Mona Lisa. That's that's gonna
That
be
took a left turn.
I know.
Oh, that's pure expression. Art.
Is it vandalism? Anyways, I'm not going to go into that. I'm assuming that in the future I will tell my art stories about when I was in Europe, and they're a shit show in themselves. So, Chris, you actually had dinner with Boris, and we're going to finish this
Oh,
out
he
in a
calls him
few-
daddy.